You are listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank, your partner in possible.
What is up, soccer fans, and welcome to another episode of Soccer Talks here on KC Sports Network. I'm your host, Aly Trost Martin, and if you can't tell by my KC Current bucket hat here, it's a pretty big weekend for the Kansas City Current as they have their home opener tomorrow, Saturday morning at 11:40 a.m. against the Portland Thorns. And yes, this is a rematch of the 2022 NWSL final, which Kansas City came up just short. And so now a little bit of an opportunity to maybe get some revenge against the team that kept them from lifting the trophy at the end of the 2022 season. This game is going to be on big CBS, so it's a pretty big deal. And if you can make it out there to help hashtag pack the park, get your tickets now if you haven't yet. KansasCityCurrent.com is where you can grab those. And of course, tune in on CBS if you can't make it out to the game. So to help get you ready for the match tomorrow, we've got two very special KC Current rookies joining the show. Little chance to get to know them better. Gabrielle Robinson and Rylan Childers are going to be the ones that we are speaking with here in just a moment. But as always, we are presented by our friends at Emprise Bank. You can open an account with Emprise Bank in less than just 5 minutes. Savings just start there, though. Emprise is a trusted partner with a variety of products and services to help you achieve all of your goals. So don't be tethered to a brick building. Start a meaningful relationship with a bank that has your best in mind. And with that, please welcome Gabrielle and Rylan to the Soccer Talks podcast. All right, welcome back to the Soccer Talks podcast. Now welcoming Gabrielle Robinson and Rylan Childers to the pod. Ladies, how's it going? Home opener tomorrow for the Kansas City Current. How does it feel?
Excited. I'm excited to get out there and see what the crowd's looking like. I'm excited. It's going to be a huge game. So,
yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I think there's going to be a lot of fans there and a lot of people just excited to get the season started, and we are as well. And Rylan, you're from Missouri, so have you ever been out to Children's Mercy Park before, or is this a first for you?
Yes, I've been quite a few times. I grew up going to sporting games and gone to quite a few current games there in the past as well.
Okay, cool. Gabrielle, what about you?
I can't lie. I've never been to the Midwest. This is my first time ever.
How's that adjustment been for you then so far?
Well, the weather is insane. It is 4 seasons in a span of an hour, but it's definitely interesting. I'm liking my time so far.
And you're from Virginia. You played at West Virginia University. What did you know about the Midwest before you got here, or was there really nothing at all that you knew about before you arrived with the Kansas City Current?
I only knew anything about KU, so that's pretty much my my knowledge on Kansas in this kind of area. But I'm getting to learn more and more every day.
And so that's pretty cool for both of you because Rylan, you started your college career at UMKC, then ended up finishing your college career senior year at KU. Gabrielle, you played at WVU, so you all probably had quite a few games against one another.
Yeah.
Big club, right?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Well, is there any memorable game between WVU and KU that comes to mind, or how did you all feel about one another? Rylan, you play in the midfield. Gabrielle, you play on defense.
For me, memorable every time we beat them. That's definitely memorable.
Yeah, one time we beat them with like 7 seconds left.
And
so that was pretty exciting.
So let's rewind to earlier this year, draft night. You're both selected in the 2023 NWSL draft. Gabrielle, number 15 overall. Rylan, number 42 overall. What was draft night like for each of you and just kind of your experience being there and hearing your names called?
What do you think?
It was exciting. I was at home with my family, and so it was fun. I wasn't really expecting to be drafted, and so to hear my name called towards the end of the night was really excited. I think my family was excited that it was in Kansas City and that they're going to be close to this new change that I was going to go through. So it was really fun.
Yeah, for me, I was also home. I was with my mom sitting on the couch, just watching eating dinner. So yeah, it was definitely exciting. My mom probably screamed her head off, but yeah, it was super cool.
So just sitting down, eating dinner like any old night. I mean, 15 overall, did you expect to hear your name called and you were just trying to lay low and have a...
No, I wasn't. I really was like, Mom, like we should turn it on, just see what happens. I was just honestly prepared for anything. If my name got called or if it didn't, I was just excited for an opportunity. So obviously really excited that Kansas City drafted me. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
So then for each of you, those initial conversations after you hear your name called and you hop on the phone with, I would imagine, Coach Potter and, maybe Cammie and the ownership, like what was that like? What, were your initial kind of exchanges with the leadership team with the Kansas City Current?
Yeah, I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I missed the initial call. And then after a few minutes, I was like, oh, maybe I should check my phone. So that was a little bit hectic, but it was good getting to talk with them and just, plan out what was going to come in the future. And they're excited and I was excited as well. So it's good.
Are we the same person? My phone was on Do Not Disturb. I missed the initial call. And then I get a call from my agent like, hey, pick up your phone. Like they're trying to call you. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm just screaming because my mom is screaming. But just obviously excited. Truly just thanking them for this opportunity, truly. And just excited to what's going to come and try to get to work.
So it's no secret that the Current have really made waves since joining the NWSL back in 2021 and have had a lot of initiatives to make the league a more appealing place for players to play in. First ever soccer-specific stadium built for an NWSL team. Of course, the training facility, just all of these things that, in the early days of the league and really in the history of the sport for women just haven't existed. What did you all know about the Current? How much NWSL did each of you follow throughout your college careers and, even when you were younger playing to where, did you have eyes on what was happening as, the Current kind of came in and made the mark that they've made?
I watched the NWSL a lot. I think in college, just watching a lot of different games and following things. And I actually watched FCKC a lot in person when I was younger growing up and going to those games. So it's kind of sad to see the team leave. And then it was really exciting to see that they came back, especially towards my end of my college career. It was really exciting for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we watched, my family and I watched a lot of NWSL, a lot of women's soccer. So it was really cool to see how much progression they're trying to make. Like that training facility is absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. The stadium that they're going to build is going to be unreal as well. So it's just super cool to see the steps that we're taking for women's sports. So it's definitely amazing.
Okay, first time at the training facility. What was it like being there for, the first practice, and what's been your favorite part? Is there, not the soccer related things, I mean, is there some part of the snack bar, the workout room, what's something there that you're like, oh yeah, this is awesome, or hot tub, cold tub, things like that?
You know what, for me, we have a boot wall, so all your shoes. We had cubbies in college, so I had to bend my back over. But now I get to reach up, and now we have propels, protein shakes. I mean, anything you can want. Honestly, it's all there in the facility. So yeah, it's super nice walking in there. I get to pick a propel a day, see what flavor I'm gonna try.
It is really awesome. I think, what the organization's doing is really incredible, and it feels cool to be a part of. You can see, you just see fans wearing the gear, and you're like, oh wow, all right, this is growing, and we get to be a part of it, which is really cool. Yeah. I think the facility, is really nice. It meets all of our needs. I think something I love is that we get food there, and it's really good food, and it's a blessing for sure.
Okay, what's the best meal at the KC Current training facility? I've got to know.
Oh, you know what? Today we had breakfast quesadillas for breakfast. It's a salsa. That was stellar.
I liked it all. I've had a bad meal. So can't complain.
I love it. Okay, so Rylan, you grew up in the Kansas City area, like you said, growing up going to FCKC games, sporting Kansas City games. So you're familiar with the area. Gabrielle, you did not know anything about the Midwest. So what are some of y'all's favorite things to do in Kansas City? You're near the plaza. There's, no shortage of fun to be had, especially, and, I know, Gabrielle, you've touched on, you get all 4 seasons and then some. I think there's seasons here that don't even exist in most places. But once the weather gets nice, it's there's a lot of fun stuff to do outside. But what, as of, the first few months, have you all enjoyed about being in Kansas City?
I really like We go to BRGR a lot. And that's like, oh my God, I love that place. And Betty Ray's is so good. Best ice cream ever. It's so good. So those are like my two favorite spots. And the plaza is super nice. Walking down, there's a bookstore down there, Nike. So yeah.
Pretty. I think there's a lot we haven't shown her for what Kinsey has to offer. Yes, we need to do some more exploring for sure. But yeah,
First Fridays, that's one of my favorites. Once it's
nice. Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm writing it down, so I'll go.
That'll be a ton of fun. So now let's talk some of the soccer. So first game, disappointing, 1-0 loss on the road against North Carolina Courage, but now an opportunity to go and get revenge on the Portland Thorns after Kansas City came up just short in the NWSL championship last year. You two, of course, weren't on that team that made it to the championship last year, but just being around your teammates who were there and a part of that team and hearing from Coach Potter, what's kind of the mindset about how the team is looking at this upcoming game to play at home for the first time in 2023?
I mean, it's definitely to like make a statement. Obviously, we were not very happy about last game in North Carolina, but just progressing each week, every day, doing the little things every single day to make the big things happen. So yeah, just taking his notes from training, film, just meetings that we have in general, just trying to build blocks to progress throughout the season and progress through Portland. So yeah, it's just been doing the little things that we can fix. So yeah.
Yeah, I think going off that, just like wanting to find our identity as a team. We talked a lot about like last game that wasn't really who we are. We all knew that we could do better than how we performed. And so I think, yeah, just working this week to find our identity and build those small things up so that we can, end on top this weekend.
When you all talk about that identity, what are some words that come to mind when you all think about who this team is and who you're all trying to be as the season does progress and you all look to get back to the place that the team ended the season, but this time maybe with the trophy up in the air?
Yeah, I mean, just being super competitive, being super aggressive. We don't want to miss tackles. We don't want to miss passes, Just honestly, it's just the little things. You go in hard for a tackle. You go in hard for your teammates. Like, just honestly, like a family just representing Kansas City in the best possible way that we can. So yeah, just doing everything to our power to, to win, to compete, and to get better, truly.
Mm-hmm. And I think adding to that, just like having fun. I feel like that's something that I noticed when we first joined the team. It's like, this team really does have fun with each other and they like each other. And so I think that's a big part of our identity and trying to, do what she just said of like working hard on the field, but also like enjoying it and having fun with each other off the field so that we really can be the best we can be.
It is no secret that this team has an absolute blast. We saw it last year at the goal celebrations. And we'll talk a little bit more about that, as well as which teammate maybe brings some of that hype and that energy each day to keep it fun and to keep it lighthearted on the other side of this break.
Whether you're a Chiefs, Royals, Sporting KC, KC Current, K-State, KU, or Mizzou fan, we've got you covered. Thanks for watching this production of KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank.
All right, welcome back to the Soccer Talks podcast here on KC Sports Network. You all were talking about it. This team likes to have fun. And I've heard Lola Bonta say a few times that anytime a new face comes into the mix, at preseason especially, got to have that goal celebration, put on display. Let's get those practices in for when the real thing happens. Were you all tasked with showing off any goal celebrations during preseason, or was that something you got involved in?
We're keeping them close to our chest, I think. We're going to have to break them out sooner rather than later. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes up.
We'll see. Yeah, hopefully a fun one coming up this weekend. But, wanting to kind of get, just from each of your own perspectives, like for the fans to know, assessing, I know this can be, maybe hard to do, but like looking at yourselves as players, like what are some things that each of you strive to do on the soccer field, qualities that you bring to this team and that you bring to the game when you're out there on the field?
I think just work ethic and practice is a big thing. Just like trying to show and practice what it could be like in a game, especially for some of those girls that are getting a lot of minutes. I just want to like replicate well for them, like what it's going to be like in the game, so that they are ready. And you want to train harder than it is going to be in the game. And so I think just doing that and trying to do the small things right, I think still adjusting to the pace and all the new things, but just trying to, find what my role is and fill it to help the team in whatever way I can.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been an adjustment. I think coming from college into professional ranks, it's definitely different. So, I mean, for me, I'm just trying to do the little things right, making sure I'm completing my passes, going through hard tackles, honestly supporting my teammates in any way that I can in order to help this team win. That's usually my go-to. Just, I want to do everything in my power to be better for myself, but also better for the team.
Gabrielle, you got the start in that season opener. Just with it being what was the biggest difference? Like you mentioned some of those differences between pro ball and college ball. Just like what were some things that stood out to you about that first game?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the pace. It's definitely an adjustment. And I mean, we're going against people that are 5+ years in the league. So they have a wealth of experience that we just don't have right now. But other than experience and just the pace, I mean, those are just two main points that I can really pick out. But I think with time, those things will come.
Okay, so now time for some fun, kind of like quick Q&A type questions for you. Some soccer related, some not. But obviously, as you mentioned, there are a lot of really talented players in the NWSL, players that a lot of us will be watching at the World Cup come this summer, and players that are some of the most iconic faces in professional women's sports and professional sports in general. Who is a player that you all are most looking forward to playing against this year, or a player that you kind of have a feeling might give you a little bit of that, like, whoa, stars in the eye kind of moment?
I mean, for me, everybody, I feel like I really watched all these players like growing up. And so every time the last weekend North Carolina Courage, I'm looking around like, whoa, like these are people that I watched on TV. So I feel like at every single game, it's going to be like, whoa, for the first time. But then after that, we're human. We both play soccer. So it'll become normal with them. But I think everybody's just really cool to see people I watched growing up and now playing against them.
Yeah, I think the same. I don't feel like I have a specific one that I'm like, oh, whoa, I can't wait to play them. But I think, just seeing these faces, I'm like, wow, like we're on the same field at this, like right now. This is weird. So I think, just overall, like a lot of the names that I've been watching for a long time. And now I'm like, okay, we're getting to be like, kind of in the same area. So that's cool.
Okay, go to pregame ritual for each of you. What's something that you try to do every game day without fail?
I don't think I have one really. I drink some pickle juice.
Isn't that good for something? What is like that?
It's a lot of salt and just like helps with your body and cramps and stuff like that. But I think pickle juice is kind of my only thing. Listen to some music.
Okay, cool.
I think music, but also I'm not really passionate about that, so I don't really care.
More like a go-to kind of like genre of music. That's like the perfect thing for game day.
Oh, I listen to like old school, like R&B, hip hop. I chilled a little bit. So I listened to that before. Throw in some rap a little bit, but chill music for me.
Love it. Yeah, whatever's going on in the locker room, that's great.
Okay, something that a lot of people don't like, I think is awesome, is what for each of you?
Well, there's something I like.
But like a lot of people are kind of like, I'm not really that big on that.
Oh my God, I don't know.
I feel like the first thing that came to my mind is like anything gluten-free and dairy-free. I can't eat this. So I'm like, when I have this, I'm like, wow, this is really good. And other people are like, what is that? I'm like,
I would agree with you. I always think that stuff tastes really good too. So if it's, maybe not the most ideal.
That's not something we eat.
Oh, she said you have to eat it.
It can be anything. It can be anything.
Oh, I love Juicy Couture. Everybody hates on it, but I love it. So,
okay, would that be the arrival fit for the home opener tomorrow?
Hey, I'm gonna try to get my hands on a set. So as soon as I get a set, I will definitely share it to the world for sure.
I love that. I'm excited to see this. Do they make anything in teal? If so, that would be.
Oh my God. I gotta hit them up or something.
we need to make like a Casey Current Juicy Couture collab happen, because 2006 me would just about pass out. Sweats, and I thought I was the coolest thing to ever walk the face of the earth.
I'm trying to bring it back.
It's coming back though, which is a good thing. Some 2000s fashion can probably just stay in the 2000s, but I'll let Juicy Couture make its way back into the
Let's go.
Okay, the worst haircut I've ever had was, or like hairstyle, hair color, anything. Was there an adventurous moment in your life that comes to mind?
You know, I used to do a mohawk. Like a 3-puff mohawk, and I loved it.
That doesn't, yeah. I mean, it can be like worst, best hair ever.
Yep,
That's pretty awesome.
I would never do it again. But I loved it at the time. So maybe I'll pull it out of my locker one day.
I'd love to see that. What about you?
When I was younger, I donated my hair and I cut it all the way up to here. And so in my games, I had to wear pigtails to try to make it work. It was kind of a disaster, but for a good cause. So yeah.
In that case, the memory is a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, if I could travel to one place in the world that I've never been, what would it be?
I think Italy. I don't know what exactly I want to see there, but I think it would be cool just to go and see the culture and see all the arts and different things that are there. So I think Italy.
Sounds like a good one. It's on my list too.
I think I'm picking Bora Bora.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Clear water.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, I'm still doing that.
I love it. Okay, that's it for our fun Q&As. Ladies, thank you so much for joining the show today. Best of luck tomorrow against the Portland Thorns in the home opener. Game is at 11:40 kickoff now. I saw that it got moved. Children's Park tickets are still available, so hop online, go to kansascitycurrent.com, get your tickets. Help #pack the park. It's going to be a good one, and if you can't make it out, the game is going to be aired nationally on Big CBS. So a huge game, a huge moment, and going to be a fun one in Kansas City. How do you all feel about the morning kickoff? Like, just quickly, how does that change like preparation? Because usually the games are in the afternoon or at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be an adjustment. I mean, waking up a little bit earlier, but nothing we can't handle. It shouldn't be too bad.
I agree.
I love it. Well, best of luck. Can't wait to see you all in action. And the 2023 season, we are underway. The Soccer Talks podcast underway as the NWSL is back, and it is so good, baby. We are so excited. Gabrielle, Rylan, thank you so much for joining the show. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for watching this production of KC Sports Network, the fastest growing sports media network in Kansas City. Check out these videos that feature our team of more than 15 former players, insiders, and analysts, bringing you the best Chiefs coverage you can find. Entertain, educate, inform. KC Sports Network.